I'm still in Idaho and I'm looking for another campsite for tonight, and there's supposed to be one here by a creek according to people that posted on freecampsites.net. This is BLM land, Bureau of Land Management, which is the federal government, which allows temporary camping in some places. I don't want to be too close to anyone like this. Where's the creek? This looks like it might lead me to the creek. I get the feeling there's somebody in that trailer with a shotgun. Probably a guy named Bud. I'm gonna have to back out of here. At least it's not on a cliff. Here's the creek. Tent campers with their stuff all out. I feel like I'm imposing in their territory. I actually do this quite often, drive around until I find the right spot. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to feel right. I even do this in Walmart parking lots too. Drive around and check out every corner of the lot until it feels right. How about this? There's even a bathroom over there. I'd kind of have close neighbors here. But there's the creek right there. And I can sit at this table in the shade. This'll do. Very nice. I can see a trail along the creek. We'll have to take a hike later on. I wish I had some grillable foods. I just washed my sleeping bag and all my blankets 48 hours ago in a brand spanking new laundromat. And new laundromats are always more expensive, but I was very happy to have everything clean and smelling fresh. And I just discovered that Candy urinated all over the blankets and my sleeping bag. She's never done that before. It must have happened while I was shopping earlier. I guess I forgot to walk her first. But is there a laundromat around here? How about over there? How about just some Febreze to spray on it? Any place that sells Febreze around here? Nope. There's nothing for like 2 hours from here. I'll just have to deal with it. So we took a pleasant hike along the creek, and the sun is setting. My neighbors over there have a cool logo on their little trailer with their Instagram name, so I decided to look them up just for the heck of it. I thought maybe they'd have some inspirational story about being on the road. Well, here they are. Yup, that's them. Not exactly inspirational. It's funny, I get it, Craters of the Moon. This was posted the same day I was there. It's funny, but it's eye roll at the same time. I'm not one to go over and say hello to strangers anyway, but I definitely won't now that I've seen their butt cracks. But this reminded me of an RV that I wanted to look up, and I kept forgetting to do that. The RV was parked at a Walmart. It must have been in Cleveland because I remember it was an urban area. Anyway, the RV said something like 50 states in 5 months, and that's all I could remember, but that was enough to find them on the internet. Here's the RV. It actually says 50 states before 5 months old. Now, I remember thinking that must mean before the RV is 5 months old. And it says EvelynExplorers.com all over the RV. And I also remember thinking, if this Evelyn is traveling alone, she really shouldn't be advertising that fact. But apparently, Evelyn is a baby, and her parents are taking her to all 50 states before she's 5 months old. There is little Evelyn. She even visited my home state, Rhode Island. That's a lot of traveling in a short time, even for an adult, never mind a baby. And according to this article, they pretty much completed their mission. They took little Evelyn to 49 states, and they're packing up to take her to Alaska. And they want to do this all over again before she's 2 years old. Good luck with your childhood, little Evelyn. She could end up being an exceptional human being, or she could end up in therapy. This is sunrise at my campsite. There was a little bit of a lightning show last night, but I didn't hear any thunder, so it was a very quiet night. No rowdiness from Mr. and Mrs. Buttcrack over there. But we gotta go find a laundromat. This pull-off is pretty much an invitation to say hello to some cows. They don't seem too scared or too friendly, mostly curious. Hey there. I wonder if I bring a canine to meet them, what would happen? Candy, look at those cows. Let's go over to where they're all clustered. A little skittish, but still curious. People that grow up in the city have a lot of street smarts. They know a lot about human nature. And people that grow up in a place like this know a lot about nature, like animal science and the ecosystem. But when you grow up in the suburbs like I did, you know nothing about nothing. I don't anyway. I'm in a Walmart parking lot. I talked in a previous video about how I see women living in Walmart parking lots, and they're always around 60 years old, and their cars are jam-packed full of stuff like they just got evicted. Well, I just had a chat with one of these women. That's her minivan back there she's living in. She came over and knocked on my window and said, "Hey, there's a shady spot in the corner there. You should take it." She must have noticed I was here overnight and saw me walking my dog around a lot. There were 2 women living here in their cars, and they were occupying the only 2 shady spots in the lot. So this minivan woman told me that the other woman found a camp spot somewhere else and she'd be gone for a couple of weeks. So she very kindly pointed out the shady spot for me. She was clean and well-spoken, definitely over the age of 60. She didn't seem to be under the influence of anything. No obvious signs of mental illness, but I realized mental illness isn't always obvious. Unlike the other women, her van wasn't packed full of stuff. She left the door open and I could see that it was nice and neat inside. So maybe she has a storage unit somewhere. She has a cat that lounges on her dashboard. So I asked her if she was living here in the parking lot, and she said yes for the time being because she can't find any affordable housing in the area. The rents are too high. We're in central Idaho, and this looks like a middle-class town, not affluent, but rents are high even in middle-class areas these days. Then I asked her if she had any family, and she said that she has children, but they don't speak. She didn't elaborate on that. Then she told me that she was hoping to buy some land in Nevada to live on. I've heard of other people doing that. The land is very cheap out in the desert. So there you have it. Can't afford the rent, and no family safety net. I wish I were wealthy. I would buy her that piece of land because of her kindness to me.